Hi, I was watching a little bit windy SO2, which is supposed to come from volcanoes, and copper related working, making copper, or how you make it, say, refining it, I don't know. But mostly it is related to volcanoes, as you can see here, Japan, Indonesia area, all this, there's volcanoes. Hawaii volcanoes. Okay, I was watching on that SO2 recently, more often. It's still a little bit of mystery what is happening in China. Here is Wuhan. That's hard to see, but it's written there. Anyway, so it's Monday, 26th. I'm a European, or no, I'm not a European. I live in Europe, that's it. I'm not a European or any citizen, just on a paper. But I happen to push on the play button, and this is evolving. That's a forecast, it's probably not that accurate, but now at the moment there's now from north coming wind. And let's put a little bit pause. If we go more to the right and we watch how this SO2 starts to move northwards, this is about the way the North Pole is coming. It's about here somewhere, not really sure, or more north. But anyway, let's watch how this cloud is moving slowly to the north. And in the meanwhile, let's see what's happening over Europe. It's coming from the north, the wind. Let's watch what happens. This drifts sorry for that. This is drifting slowly to the north, and eventually it comes all the way back down, which basically means it gets deployed briefly to the North Pole. And I'm still wondering about the possible charge of those particles, sulfur dioxide. Is there any effect if we have some solar activity? And I'm not really sure if it's from that one, if it just makes a really circle of that, or does it come from somewhere else? But if you go back in timeline, all of a sudden there's quite a big amount of SO2 coming into Europe from the north. It's a pity you can't go more northwards with that. So it's a little bit hard to say where where it's originating or what they think, because that's a forecast. I don't know how they feed with which kind of data. They don't know which kind of volcano will erupt until Thursday or whatever. But that's just something really interesting, that we have this kind of stream of SO2 coming from the north into Europe. Is it originating from this one, which we watched earlier, which went up here? Is it originated from this area? Saudi Arabia and all those? Or is that SO2 which is coming in from the north here and slams into some other air mass? It's just interesting to see like how these kind of things spread over the whole globe. It's interesting. And let's put some other thing here on, probably wind or something. Yeah. I said to a few people that 2021, the year without summer. I live in this area here. So we have quite a continental climate because those mountains protected us from stuff which comes from here or here. So let's just press play and watch a little bit. Now just the mainstream is coming from the north, goes to the south, also here. Let's push pause and check this out. I figured it out too, or noticed. It goes from the north to quite deep south, one stream. And usually Europe, like especially England, they had warm water because we had the jet stream, Gulf Stream and stuff coming from the west, from the Gulf of Mexico, warm water, warming everything up, keeping it warm during the winter too. So now there's the main wind stream is coming from the north. We are living now Wednesday, and again that's a forecast. That's probably not that accurate. We can check it out later. So there's still quite a lot wind coming from the north to the south, and it goes really south. The equator is around here, and if you watch this pattern, it goes all the way to the equator. That's Lake Victoria at the equator. North shore of Lake Victoria is the equator. So it's Sunday the 2nd, Monday 3rd, and still wind coming in from the north. And as far as I understood, the main wind stream should be like that. And it's also about the pattern of the Gulf Stream, which circles around this somewhere. Simplicity said. So that's just one observation I made. There's a huge wind pattern here, which brings cold air from the Arctic to the south. Even though it goes south and then it comes back up. So it's probably not that warm as you would expect. I don't know if there's any truth in what I say, but that's just pattern I then noticed. Like that's 5th. If you go back to the beginning, it doesn't look that much different at all. North wind coming in. Oh, sorry. North wind's coming in, and there's somehow go really deep into Europe. Stuff won't grow that quickly as expected in this particular spring. At least in Europe, I would say. And let's check something else out. Rain accumulation is always interesting. Next 10 days. China. More rain. More and more and more. Three Gorges Dam is here. And I don't know how big exactly it is, but I think it's really big, the area where the water is coming from, which goes through the Three Gorges Dam. And there is already historical floods going on. Big time floods in China already. And the rain won't stop. And there's also Europe getting some rain. Maybe not that a bad thing, but let's see how long it continues being slightly colder, slightly rainier, slightly less sun or what have you, and all of a sudden really much sun, everything gets burned. Probably, I don't know. Because of the high radiation from the sun. Actually, I noticed something else too. First of all, no updates on that one. That's from today. 19 frames they gave us. Not that much. I think that's interesting. That's an interesting feature, those. Are they this kind of gravity wave system thing, you know? If there would be this kind of really big blast, it would ripple the whole cloud from the eruption. I don't know. Or are there like streams of the eruption itself? Yeah, that's from this day. And if you go to the beginning, you see already this kind of halo shape here, in a way. So, today, just one big eruption on this side and one big eruption on that side, in a kind of way, ending. So, I thought 26th is today, and I tried to figure out when it started, the eruption. Let's go to the 23rd. Okay, let's go to the end of the sequence. There was one eruption on the right side here. I interpret this flickering of the screen, you know, this difference if like something has hidden the satellite. That's why it's flickering. But I would say, I would call this already an eruption, even though there's no CME trackers on it. But basically, 23rd in the evening, 8 o'clock, something is happening. And it's continuing. The last frame is shortly before midnight. Let's go to the next day. Let's go to the beginning. The really first frame is really interesting. Question is that a remain of from a full halo CME hit, or what is it? There's time missing between the last frame of the previous day and the first. The first frame, 2 frames are missing here. So, but eruption again on the right side. Probably, maybe the same which started a continues to erupt. And it just erupts and erupts the whole day. 91 frames, 10, 15, 20 frames missing probably. I never really counted how much should there be. A little bit over 100, 110, 15 would be really cool. So anyway, we are at the end. Again, satellite got hit. That's the proof. Compare those two pictures. I just noticed this little white thing here. So let's go to the next frame. Yeah, obviously the picture got disturbed, and now you see better what I mean, what I saw before. Sometimes they are interesting to watch because sometimes you can see stuff which you usually can't see. And you won't never see if you're not searching or looking for things. So that's the 24th. Let's go to 25th, which is yesterday. And as you can see, continuing eruption on the right side and a new big one on the left. If it's erupting on this side, here's Earth. And it's about, how to explain that one. If this is the sun, this picture here watches from here, and this Earth, we are about here. So it's not 90 degrees. It's a little bit less, it's probably 60 or something. 60 degrees, about. They can change the position of the satellite and stuff. You can check it out by yourself, the exact position. Doesn't matter at the end that much because these are huge eruptions. Again, satellite got hit. Big eruptions going on at the sun back to back every day. What did we watch? 4th day in a row, and all the time action going on the right side, which is basically the wrong side because we are on the right side too. Time glitch, 5 hours missing. This looks really interesting to me. Let's go to the other pictures. There's something similar to sticking around there. I'm not going into what they could be or not. Yet another triangle beside the sun with a neat light on top. Yeah, probably you need no lights if you fly by the sun. Yeah, it's just in one frame. Okay, 7:36, next frame, 7:24. And next frame, so, no, yeah, it's actually just in one frame. But who knows? It's probably just space debris or whatever. But it looks like a triangle to me. I don't know. Make you up your own mind. That's why you have it. That's the whole purpose of the game. I would say that's a really interesting looking flare. Flare CME going on. Quite symmetrical. For whatever reason, it looks like that. It's nature after all. Really slow moving. Interesting stuff. Yeah. rainy in China, and Europe has to wait probably quite long for the spring this year at least. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time.